How do you know when they're ready to be harvested? Or how do you harvest them so you don't damage them for storage? How do you cure them? I'm going to answer all these questions and more. And at the end of the video, I'm going to show you what we store them in. So let's dig right in. So the first thing we need to do is to decide which onions are ready to be pulled and which ones are not. And it's really simple. So what we have here is this is only one small patch of my garden with onions, but I wanted to show you which ones are ready and which ones are not. Obviously, if they are bent over, they should be ready. This is going to be real mushy, and you should see the onion just like it is. Now, this one back here, this is starting to get mushy. You could pull it now, but you still might have a little while. This one's very hard, so this onion is not ready yet. Now you still can pull it, but it is very hard. You can pull your onions at any time, even in the springtime, but if you want the largest onions, you want to wait until they flop over like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to harvest these. And the first thing I'm going to show you is I have a squirrel who's been burying peanuts in my garden. This variety of onion is Stuttengarter. I hope I pronounced that right. I've been practicing all morning. But this is a long day onion. And what I wanted to show you is how we pick them. Now a lot of people just grab them, pull them out of the ground, and usually that's fine. But sometimes, as you can see here, this is a very small one. If I pull that guy, I'm probably going to pull that right off. And it might hurt it for long-term storage. So what we're going to do is we're going to come down. We can see how big that onion is because they're pretty much above ground. And that's a nice size onion. And this variety grows nice size onions. We're going to come right along the side of that and pull it up. Wow. How's that? Size of my hand. What you want to do is you want to be careful of the paper, and you want to just brush off some of that dirt. That's one. Let's do another one. Come in right here, right below the onion, and pop that baby right up. I think we're going to take them all, because I like steak sandwiches with fried onions. A little too much. These are all beautiful onions. And that paper is still on there, which is really good. So now that we have our onions harvested, what we want to do is we want to put them in a nice cool place under some shade. And I want to show you 3 different onions because we're going to talk about curing these. I have this onion right here. Now this did not split, but it looks like it was about to split. So if you have any onions that are split, I would just eat those. I wouldn't try to cure them and store them. So that's one example that you'll come across. This is one that is, you can see it's still green and it's still very wet. So that one is ready to be cured. This one I harvested about a week and a half ago, and it's all dried out. Now, once they are dried out, what we want to do is we want to trim off these roots. Just like that. Now we're going to cut the stem, but I'm going to leave a little bit on there. Just like that. I like to leave a little bit because I don't want any moisture getting into the onion, because that will spoil the onion. So this is nice and tight and dry, and then that onion will store well. Another thing I wanted to show you is last year we made these cages And what they are is they protect our strawberries from the rabbits. But when it's garlic and onion harvesting time, I flip them upside down and I lay my onions and garlic in them. Now you can use a piece of fence, you can hang these in a laundry basket. There's a number of ways you can dry your onions and garlic. But this is the way that I do it because I have a cage. Once you have these laid out, keep them dry. Make sure they don't stay out in the rain. And in about 2 to 4 weeks, they'll be ready. So in about 2 to 4 weeks, these will be totally cured. Look at that beautiful Stuttgarter onion. After your onions are all cured, it's time to bag them up. And what I use is, these are actually watermelon slings, but they work perfectly for storing onions. You want them to have a nice airflow, and that's why we use a net. Now that you're an expert on onions, check out our next video and I'll show you how to make the best seed starting mix.